Hey guys, what's up? It's Umbruhh here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make Machinima on Final Fantasy XIV. Now, bear in mind, this is what I believe to be the best method. Like this, I'm going to show you guys how I make Machinimas. It may be different depending on what types of Machinimas you're doing, or like how you like to create it. But this is what I found to be the best way to create Machinimas in Final Fantasy XIV. This is how I've made all my previous Machinimas types of players, the Dark Lords of Edginess, Fantasia Addiction. This is how I all usually made them. So, without further ado, let's go. So, first what you're gonna need is Final Fantasy XIV. Obviously, if you want to create Machinima in Final Fantasy XIV, you're obviously going to need the game. I suppose using the trial could also work, but I just recommend having the game first. And then you'll want a good recording software like OBS or like Shadowplay. OBS, in my opinion, is the best, and editing software and Audacity. You also need a microphone to like record dialogue for your characters. So, as you can see right now, I've hidden all of the HUD on my game, so you just see my character. But once I press scroll lock, the HUD reappears. And then, if I press scroll lock again, it disappears. And I also like to hold down the left mouse or the right mouse button. Right mouse if you want to move your character, left mouse if you just want to rotate. I think that's pretty obvious though if you play this game. So first off, we're gonna want to get Audacity out. And so we're gonna want to record our lines for the characters. So let's say you wanted to record something like this. I'm just gonna use it as an example. Why do cactuars look like pickles instead of, you know, cactuses? And then, so like, that's an example, and let's say you want to have another character say something like, "Oh my god, you're right! Why do they look like pickles?" Also, "Sui Mama!" Now, that's just an example. I'm sorry for the amount of cringe I may have caused, but it's just an example. And so once you've got your dialogue recorded, the next thing you're gonna want to go to is the game footage, like recording your footage in the game. So what I like to do is I like to completely take off all of my abilities on the hotbar so I can hotkey emotes for them, because you can't really access them while you've hidden your HUD. Like, you can't click any of the emotes, but I can click some here. And also what I like to do is I like to click this one off, display log message, because if you're repeating emotes, it can be kind of annoying to those in the vicinity. Although, that's kind of a dumb thing today to say, because what I'm about to show you kind of just makes that point redundant. So first, let's just take off all these abilities on our hotkey, just so we have easy access to these emotes. You don't have to like completely remove them, you can just put them on a separate hotbar. And then you're gonna want to make a macro. Like, if you want your character to speak, you're gonna want to have a macro that makes your character speak. So like, yeah, just ignore these. Yeah, that's it. So once you just press this down, you can make your character talk. And so that's good. You're making your character talk to make it sound like, to go along with the dialogue that's being recorded. And so next off, you're gonna want to hotkey these emotes, whatever emotes you want. So like, let's say you wanted to have surprised and then joy. You're good. So like, as I said before with the cactuar, I'm gonna go in first person mode and he can say his thing. And then, when I go to my character and go like this, he's gonna be like, although there's some emotes you can't really use while... There's some emotes you can't talk while they're being used, so it's kind of hard to do that. And so once you've got all of your footage recorded and all of your body acting scenes done, if you need to like record with other players in the game, I'd suggest like asking friends if they want to help out with body acting or recording. I call it body acting because technically that's what it is. It's kind of lingo I picked up in Halo Machinimas, although I wasn't much of a Halo Machinima artist. And so yeah, you're gonna want to get body acting from other people if you can't do that. Sometimes if you can't find other people, I would recommend creating a separate character and just like doing it with them, like one shot there over here, like there's one shot there, there's your character, and in the other shot it's just another character you've created. So once you get your footage and your dialogue, you're gonna want to import it into your editing software. I use Sony Vegas Pro 12, although you can absolutely use it in any other programs like iMovie or After Effects or Final Cut, whatever you want. So anyways, what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna make our footage, make our machinima. Now my clip is going to be rather short because I'm only doing this as an example. So first off, we're basically gonna want to make our voice lines fit in with the footage. So like here's our cactuar right here. See, like I've already messed around with it a little. Like let's say this is a full video clip. This is just an example from before, so you're gonna want to find your footage. What I do is when I record my footage is for each individual shot, like that's all I record, and then I do the next and then the next after that. So you're gonna want to have a lot of video clips so you know what you're doing. And sometimes if a video clip isn't the best, go back and reshoot it and like figure out, because sometimes you'll have a voice line that's 3 seconds long and your shot will only be 2 seconds long, so you need to go back and re-record it if things start to have an issue. So next off, we're gonna want to put our footage with the video clip. So I'm gonna go right here. No, like we don't want any camera work shown in the video, so like unless you have like really smooth camera work and it's supposed to be a part of the video, I'd recommend like having all forms of camera work out. That means like turning, moving, and stuff like that. So we're gonna want to do that, and let's see how it did.
Why do I look like a pickle?
There we go. And so the next thing we're gonna want to do is get one for person number 2 that we're recording. Let's see. Does this look good? You're gonna want to play around with your clips and voice lines.
Oh my god, you're right.
No. Like, I want the dialogue to start at a specific emote, so I'm gonna start, the voice line's gonna start at the surprise emote. And there we go. And so let's see that.
Oh my god, you're right! Zooey mama!
There we go. Now the preview on my program's a little bit slow, but that's just for my program, so you should be fine. But what we're gonna want to do is split this now and put this together. And so it's gonna end up looking something like this. Now your machinima, I mean, unless you're making 7-second long machinima, that's like a Vine, rest in peace Vine. Anyways, if you're gonna make you can make a short machinima, like a really short clip, but I recommend making your machinima like over 1 minute. So just this is just an example, so let's see how it planned out.
Why do I look like a pickle?
Oh my god, you're right! Zooey mama!
So yeah, there you have it. That's like what you need to do for a machinima, and then just repeat that, although I wouldn't recommend repeating the same shots and voice lines for like an entire minute, because that's obviously annoying. But anyways, that's how I usually create my machinima on Final Fantasy XIV. Although I have a machinima coming up where since that one of the character models isn't in the game and you can't really play as a child, I'm going to shoot the entire thing in first person. Now, this is highly experimental, so I wouldn't try it if you're new to starting off Machinimas, but this is how I make Machinimas in Final Fantasy XIV. Now, it's a little bit trickier than, let's say, World of Warcraft, because in World of Warcraft, you can just use a model, you can just import models. There's like a program where you can mess around with models and gears and like have them do any emotes you want. So you can just like have a video of Arathi Highlands and just have your just have a model in there, like a character model. Final Fantasy XIV doesn't have that yet, so this is what we gotta do for now, just record in the game. Now, I wouldn't recommend recording in areas like Idleshire or Limsa, like anywhere unless you're in a secluded area, because having other players just running around and like spamming emotes can really ruin the immersion in the video. But anyways, that's all for today's video. Anyways, guys, I hope you all found this tutorial helpful for starting off Machinimas in Final Fantasy XIV. If you liked this video or found it helpful, be sure to give a like. If you have any suggestions on what kind of Machinimas you'd like to see next, comment down below. And anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day. You guys are awesome. Umbruhh, out.